everyone. Today I'm outside. It is a beautiful day outside, so I'm definitely taking advantage of it and getting some fresh air and enjoying all this sunshine. But before I get started on my video today, I want to give a very special thank you to Mari Keys from Happy Home Decor. Oh my goodness, I was so honored. The other day, she used me as her inspiration for her Tuscan decor video, and it meant so much to me. Out of all of the creators on YouTube that influence her, she chose me, and I was overjoyed. So thank you so much, Mari. I really truly appreciate it. And you guys, if you haven't seen her channel yet, I'm definitely gonna link her channel below in my description box so that you can check her out, because her channel is awesome. So now I will go ahead and get started with my video. Today I am going to give you guys a look around my house at all of my flower gardens that I have. There's not a lot happening yet, and I haven't cleaned anything out yet, so there's still a lot of twigs and debris, and my plants need tidied up a lot. But I wanted to give you a raw look just so that you can see where I have everything planted and how much area that I have that I really garden, because it is a lot. And I thought that it would be so nice for you guys to watch my gardens transform over the spring and summer, and just something different, because like I told you guys, I love being outside. I love playing in the dirt. So this is just a little break from inside my house. But I'm ready to get started. I'll start here at the front of my house, and here I have a rhododendron bush, and I still have the wire fencing up around it because I live in the woods and we have a lot of deer that like to come and munch at my plants. They think it's dinner time, and so I have to do whatever I can to protect them. So here I have hostas, and I love hostas. You guys will see many hostas in my gardens, and my hostas all came from my mom. She gave me a couple starters, and they have just been growing and maturing over the years. I love hostas, and my hostas are so large and beautiful. They're just one of my favorites. Just like inside my home, I love the greenery. I love the greenery outside as well. And here I have another little shrub, and I apologize, some of the things that I have, I can't remember the names of them. And here is a little astable. Let me see, I'm sorry, there is a lot of shadow right now. And you'll see the other one is definitely further advanced than this little astable, because it just gets a little bit more sunshine on the other side. And here I have a bleeding heart, and it's starting to poke up. And a tulip back there. And here is another ground covering, and it gets like a periwinkle blue colored flower, and it's just so beautiful. And once this gets a little bit more mature, I'm going to ask you guys if you know what it is. It gets a really beautiful flower on it, and it's actually probably about 18 inches high, just gorgeous. And I have another one of the greeneries back there. And here is another bleeding heart. And another of the ground covering. And here is my other astable. So you can see how much more how much more mature it is right now. And I have another tulip back there. And another one of the greeneries. And here is another hosta. And some more back here. And I tell you, the deer really love to eat my hostas. So I try to protect them as good as I can. There's been a few years that they've completely munched off my hostas, and oh my goodness, If you like to garden, you know how depressing that can be. And this is a corabelle, and I just think that corabelles are such a beautiful colored plant. I just love them. And this is another, I believe that this is another astable. Gosh, I'm not quite sure. It's not waking up enough yet. But this is definitely another little corabelle, and I'm gonna have to bring in more soil and fertilizer, but I haven't done anything yet. This is, you guys are getting a first look, and you will see all the work that I have to do. So here's another area. You can just see how it just continues. Here, I'll just kind of show you again, but it just, you know, just kind of wraps around and goes over to the edge, and there's more around the other side too. And here is another one of those greenery shrubs. And I have my daffodils. These ones are almost ready to open, maybe another couple days. And this is a really pretty little bush. It doesn't look like a fire bush, or it's not called a fire bush, it was called something else. But gosh, it just gets so pretty. And of course I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys a little overview, because then you won't really be able to see really good. But in here I have hibiscus, I have brown-eyed Susans, I have more daffodils, I have foxglove, I have iris, and you can see my iris back there are really starting to wake up. And I have these kind of like little miniature iris back in there, like a violet. They're so beautiful. And I have forget-me-nots, and you can see that the forget-me-nots are starting to sprout up and scatter. And oh my goodness, I love the forget-me-nots, and they just blend in so nicely with my other plants. And my brown-eyed Susans, you guys, last year I had so many. They were so gorgeous. And here I have some more of the miniature irises. And here is some daffodils that are already awake. And I have this really pretty, it's almost like it's not a succulent, but it's just like a really little ground covering. And it's so pretty. It gets like these little pink flower, or these little pink petals. It's so cute, and I hope that you can see it really good. And I think there's some more corabelle scattered in here, and here's some more iris, and here's another look. Maybe you can see it better here, but these are just so cute. This little ground covering. And I also have Gerber daisies, and there is did I mention foxglove? I have foxglove in here. I have bee balm. There's also bee balm planted in here, you guys. And here's some more of that little pink stuff. And this is a Van Gogh plant, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Van Gogh plant, but it gets these beautiful, kind of like a bristle brush kind of appearance of a flower. And this one is purple, and it was just so full of flowers last year. And over here is one of my hydrangea. I planted 3 hydrangea bushes last year, and it's getting a lot more growth. And over here I have another little bush and another ground covering. So you can see this just kind of is just wrapping around. I'm sorry for all the shakiness. It's kind of difficult. I'm trying to walk and show you guys everything. And what I have planted in this area is a bunch of lilies, and we're going to get into the shade here. I apologize. And I'm going to have to fix this border up also. But I love the lilies, you guys. And these are kind of like, I don't know if they're exactly the tiger lily, but gosh, they're just gorgeous. And I just love seeing them. But I still have a while. Mine usually don't bloom until, gosh, sometimes like 1st of July they start to bloom. I've even had them a little bit later. And here I have some little wee violets that must have been mixed in with one of my lilies, because I didn't plant it there. It just kind of popped up on its own. And we'll just walk down here and I'll show you how it bends around and what I have down at this area. So here is another hosta there in that corner. And then it just curves. And here I have a butterfly bush. And I apologize, like I said, there is a lot of shadow, but there's a butterfly bush. And here is a lavender plant, and it needs trimmed up. And here is my mint. And I'm already getting fresh mint on there, so I definitely got to get out here in the next couple days and get these cleaned up. So now we'll go, oh, no, we won't go yet. Here's another one of my hydrangeas. And this one gets a beautiful, like antique colored flower on it. And I just think it's gorgeous. And I also have another hydrangea. Let's see, I'll take you over to that. And this is the other hydrangea that I have. And this one gets a little bit more sun in its location. So it's getting definitely more growth than the other two. Before I show you guys the side and the back of my house, I just want to give you a look at our pond. We have 2 ponds on our property, and this is the biggest. And I tell you, I just love to be out here watching the water. We get ducks on our pond, we get geese on our pond, there's fish in here, we have turtles, and it is just so relaxing. And our house is surrounded on all sides by woods. It almost appears that somebody just took a house and dropped it right in the middle of a forest. So it is just so nice and relaxing. We truly enjoy it. And I apologize, you might hear some like drilling and hammering because I think our neighbors are doing some renovations over there at their home. This is the back of my house, and this garden sits right off of my back patio. And I have ivy planted in here. I have yucca plants planted, and I'm sorry if you can't really see it too good at the moment. And I have a lot of hosta, so I'm just going to kind of move here so I'm not shaking this too much. And this area here gets the least amount of sun, so my hostas are a little bit slower at growing on this side of the house. And it looks like that cover came off, so we're gonna have to put that back on. And there's just a lot of hosta in here, but you can see I have a lot of work to do with all these twigs and leaves. And I'll show you this. This was a little DIY that I did last year. So what I did was, and I'll ask you if you can go ahead and maybe guess what this is before I tell you, because it does need some fixing up. There are some rocks that fell over through the winter, so I'm gonna have to fix that up. And of course, this is leaning, so now I'm gonna have to fix it because we got a lot of snow that laid on here. But what I did was I was wanting a birdhouse, or I'm sorry, not a birdhouse, a bird bath. And, you know, last year with COVID, didn't really get out a whole lot. So I was at home and just trying to think of things that I could do in my gardens so that I could be outside. And I really did want a bird bath. And, you know, they're a lot of money to just go buy them. So I thought, I really want to try and make one because there has to be ways to make them, right? So what I did was I just took this old, very old piece of pipe, and this piece of pipe was actually, I found it laying where all those stones were that I gathered up to make this, you know, all of my borders. So I found this pipe lane close by, and I love terracotta because, you know, with the whole Tuscan theme of my home. And whenever I was looking through all the rock, I came across this big one. So, and of course, this is really heavy, so I couldn't lift this one by myself. My husband helped me lift this one. But what I do is I just took a terracotta tray, like a tray for like a plant stand, or I'm sorry, you know, like a terracotta pot, and I just put that on top, and then I fill it with the gems and water, and the birds just love it, you guys. And it's just a little DIY. So if you're ever looking for an idea for a bird bath, you can definitely make them if you don't want to go out and spend the money. So, and I already had the decorative stone, so that didn't cost me anything. So the only thing I had to buy was the tray for the actual bath itself, and that was only a couple dollars. So and over here I have myrtle planted, I have some more ground covering, and there is a chipmunk hole. Looks like they're trying to dig. And I have more hosta, and I have more hibiscus, and I also have dianthus. And here's my hibiscus. I got to get that cut down. And I also have more irises, and my iris, you guys, are gorgeous. These ones are white, purple, and yellow, and they're just big and gorgeous. I also have echinacea planted, and I believe that there's some more bee balm in here. And here's some more iris and some more ground covering. Oh, and I also have some more not sunflowers, I apologize. I have the brown-eyed Susans. So this is just full also of different perennials. And my pots are definitely not ready to be shown yet, and I have some other ones that I'm planning to add this year too, so those I won't be sharing today. And this area here is also at the front of my house. It's along my walk, and I really have to get in here and add some more soil because it really washed out over the winter. But I also have some more daffodils planted here, and I have this beautiful little ground covering planted in so many different areas. I started with one little piece, you guys, and it just spreads so fast. So I love it because it keeps down on the weeds, and it's just so pretty. It gets this little yellow flower in the summer, and it's just beautiful. And this is an azalea bush, and it's really small right now. I just put it in last year, but it gets really beautiful bright red flowers. And I have more hostas planted along here, and you can see all these sticks. And I also have lights on both sides of my walk, and they need straightened up a little bit because of all the snow. They kind of get tilted a little bit, but that's just minor, nothing big. And here's another azalea bush. And I also have more lilies planted and another butterfly bush. And this butterfly bush is really, really tall, you guys. And I also have more corbels, and I also have a carnival plant I'll show you. And the carnival plant really reminds me a lot of the corbels. I'm not sure exactly if they're in the same family. And there's another lily, and I also have primrose, the evening primrose, and it is really spreading good. So I'm gonna have a lot of evening primrose this year. And this is my carnival plant, and it's just so large and beautiful, you guys. And here's another lily. I'm gonna have to definitely get some more soil around that because looks like the chipmunks were trying to dig. And back in this corner behind my butterfly bush is another hosta. Well, that's it for my video today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give me a great big thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I really hope you'll consider subscribing. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!